Okay, it says I should be live here. Let's see.
Katie is now Peace in a Pot instead of Katie Mafia or whatever on YouTube.
Okay, good.
So, you know.
Hi, guys. Just trying to get to the chat screen here. Why do I have such a hard time finding
It's on a commercial when I try to go to you.
Okay, well, hear ya. You're going to be talking extra loud with your headphones on. All right, guys, I'm just trying to bring the chat up here. Well, I can just use the chat in StreamYard for now, I guess, right? Creator, dashboard. Okay, this is going to be a legit unboxing. The Sherman is on the floor right there. There it is. It was delivered this afternoon. And all right, well, I'll figure this part out later if I need to. So how you guys doing? Hey, Drone Nerd. Hey, who else we got here? EUC Roadrunner. Bill S. Leo. What's up, man? How you guys doing? EUC Rider UK. Really? Wow. I'm here, guys. I started it. Evidently, I use StreamYard to do my streaming, and basically the work process is I go in and I create everything in StreamYard, and evidently that sends out a notification, even though the stream isn't actually live yet. So it's like all prepped and staged and ready to go. But that's why you guys are seeing that early. Zoom Wheels Brian was here too. Okay, good. Nice. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, you guys have been here for a while. I see a bunch of comments going on. Very good. All right, so I've taken Advil to get this out of the box, and actually I need to go grab a stand for it as well. Cindy, if I have the light facing this way, like to your side.
Leave it.
Well, no. Tell me if you even notice it if I have it on the side like this.
Okay, but do whatever you have to do. I can leave.
No, I don't want you to leave. Does that bother you or not?
It's okay.
Okay.
No. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to put it on. You do what you need to do.
I want you to be able to do your video stuff.
Oh, so all those people can chat? Yeah. Oh, look at that green one.
They can chat amongst themselves.
Well, that was cool. These muscles carried in the Sherman with help.
Okay, so this is one of my scratch and dent EUC Army stands. Hopefully it is up to the task. I mean, I remembered how heavy this was because you guys may recall that I had the demo version of the veteran Sherman that circulated around the country. So I am familiar with how heavy this wheel is. And it blows my mind that the EX is actually a couple pounds heavier than this. That's really amazing. But let's review what you get in the box when you buy a Sherman from eWheels. Right up top we have the charger. And if I remember correctly, I believe this is supposed to be a 5-amp charger, isn't it? Someone out there will remind me. I believe it's a 5-amp charger. I'm sorry. It's a 2-amp charger? I don't know. I'm looking like I'm seeing 2 amps on here. Someone out there will correct me, I'm sure, but that's what my charger looks like. It's not a fast charger, which is fine. It's not like I normally have a need to charge quickly. So, all right. Up, I have the customary. Oh, nice. Have the included wrist guards, which I have a bunch of these. I have a ewheels sticker and some more several ewheels stickers. Sometimes I throw these in with my orders, my EUC stand orders, and some more business cards. Any of you guys that have bought anything from me, you probably have gotten one of these in the box or in the package with me, where you can use my referral code, which I always appreciate. Okay, so let's. Oh boy. This is going to be a challenge.
Need help?
All right. Okay. Smells new. All right, all we gotta do is get it up in the stand. Got those skinny and low but comfortable pedals. That's been one of the bigger knocks about the Sherman is the pedal height is not fantastic. Oh man, okay. And tomorrow is bicep day at the gym, so I don't want to get too burned out lifting the Sherman. There we go. Was that sitting on there? Okay, that'll do. There it is. My Sherman. Is there anything else in the box though? I'm just not sure. Oh wait, there is. Oh wow, see it? I'm glad I checked. All right, we also have the manual, which I'm sure it's very thorough. A inspection report. I guess this means that they've inspected all these various items. Wow. And power pads. The test Sherman I had did not have these pads. I'm not sure if I'll use them or not. I've never had power pads on any of my wheels because my riding usually does not require it. And let me just go get the mud guard quickly. I actually ordered this mud guard from eWheels at the same time as I made my final payment on the Sherman, and the mud guard actually arrived last week. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. That's it. Mud guard on. Easy installation. And I actually have the seat for this coming. Let's see. I guess I should go to this side. Yeah. I have the seat for this on its way from Speedy Feet, actually, in the UK, because last time I had checked, eWheels did not have the seat in stock. And then after I ordered from Speedy Feet, I saw that they actually, eWheels did have the seat as well. So my seat is coming from the UK. All right, let's do a little cleanup here. That. Get this. Okay, so it's unboxed. I guess I should make sure it turns on, right? I really should. I don't want to take it down off the stand again. All right, let's try this. See if I can hold it. Okay. What am I doing wrong, guys? The LCD screen comes on while I'm pressing it, but it doesn't stay on. Do I need to hold this button for a long period of time? All right. Or do I have to put it on the charger like some of those other wheels? Is it my transport mode? Do I remember Marty saying that? that might be the case. All right. Damn, it's this way. All right. Maybe someone here in the chat will kick in. It's in transport mode. Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, we can fix that. So is it like the Inmotion where you just hook up the charger and that takes it out of transport mode? That's how the V11 was. Plug it in, but not on the stand. There you go. All right. I can do that. So this should be an interesting trick. So damn heavy. All right. Stay. Oh, yeah, this is totally legit. All right. Let's plug this in. How's that keyed? All right, it's keyed down. All right. Huh. Okay, the battery looks like it's actually reading full. That's weird. All right, so let's unplug it. Okay, I remember that quirk too. I thought when you unplug the charger that it actually. All right, there we go. Okay. The battery indicator is reading almost full. It is reading full, actually. So I know there's a bunch of set of procedures I can go through on the control panel here, which I will do, but I'm not going to do that while you guys are just sitting there. But the wheel does work. The wheel is balancing, so that is good. Let's turn the sucker off and lift the heavy beast back on the stand. Oh my God. Okay. All right. The wheel works. That's great to know. All right, guys. So I'm sure you've been chatting amongst yourselves, and I have not been paying attention to you, unfortunately. So let me go back and review. So, I mean, really, what's the best way to do this? Okay. Really, this is just, whatever you guys want to talk about. Sherman related, PEV related. I know I haven't done a live stream in a little while, so that's fine. Oh, son of a gun.
What's wrong?
You know what I just realized? This thing has the street tire. Shit. It doesn't have that knobby tire. Remember the knobby tire, which is one of the things I liked? Remember the big, aggressive knobby tire?
Yeah. Yeah, that does look weird. That looks like a VMX.
Oh, shit. All right.
Wow.
Okay, so, yeah, that was what I requested. I'll have to talk to Jason about it. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I did like the physics of the knobby tire. That's disconcerting. Darn it. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna have to address that. I have to decide if it's worth the hassle of me. I don't know if he could just send me a knobby tire, but then I would have to tear it apart to change the tire, which everybody knows is not fun. That isn't really something I want to do. So, okay, can you put the Sherman on the chair and not on the desk? Can't you put the Sherman on the chair? On what chair? On my chair?
It's heavy.
Yeah. Oh, he just means probably to turn it on, I guess. NYC says or asks if I am getting a Monster Pro. No, I don't see any need for it. I think the projected pricing on a Monster Pro is kind of outrageous. And no, the short answer is no. I'm sure it'll be fun, but I don't need it. EUC Rider UK, you want the knobby. Yeah. Yeah, I know I want the knobby. That's what I asked for. They have been doing it to everyone. Everyone in your pack got the street tire. Really? All right, well, I guess we have to be sending an email to Jason. I'll be sending him an email telling him that we got street tire supposed to be knobby. That's kind of a big screw up, right? I mean, it's an option that you pick right up front. And I can't believe that they would think it's okay to just slide the street tire if you ask for the knobby, because there is definitely a significant difference between the two. Not that the street tire is bad, but the knobby tire is unique and has some unique qualities about it that I actually prefer, and that's what the demo Sherman had as well. So Drone Nerd says everyone in your pack got the street tire. So everyone on this shipment had the street tire. Again, that seems like a huge miss that would not be brought to the customer's attention. Duff, are you using a dial-up connection? No. Why do you say that, man? I have a gigabit cable internet connection. Definitely not dial-up. It's 720p. It's okay. Yeah, StreamYard does it. It broadcasts in 720p. That's a StreamYard thing. It does not broadcast in 1080p, even though my camera shoots in 1080. Damn, guys, that's a bummer, huh? Street tire. Shit. All right. I almost feel like I need to send an email right now just to get the ball rolling, see what we're going to do here. All right. I'm waiting for this thing for like 3 months, it seems. Something like that. Let's see. How long have I been waiting for this? Forever. The original... Shit, I think I deleted that email. When did I order you? Sherman. 9/16. So 2 weeks short of 3 months. I've been waiting for this. And it has the wrong tire. Knobby tire, but it came with street tire. Others, the same issue. How do you want to handle it? Okay. All right, so we'll see what he says. Has anyone, other people have had this problem? Have you heard any sort of follow-up as far as what ewheels told them the remedy is going to be? Yes, I just live emailed Jason, UC Writer. I did, because I'm a little frustrated, to be honest with you. A little bit. UC Writer says, going to the ewheels description, has anything changed regarding the tire? Let's see. Let's see if there is. I want to look at my copy, because the way it works, like if you guys haven't ordered from ewheels, or if you're overseas or something like that, basically with his business model with new products lately that he doesn't have in stock is you pay a deposit, and when you pay that deposit, that's when I selected knobby tire. But then you follow up and you pay the balance, so it's 2 transactions. And I don't recall if the... Oh yeah, right here it is. Right here it is in the order. Yeah, so it definitely, and that was the order to pay the balance. So it definitely was selected. So mistakes happen, but if this happened to everybody that was expecting a knobby and they got a street tire, that's gonna be a pricey mistake for e-wheels. Because I'm not going to be really happy about saying, oh, I'll send you a knobby, okay, and then I'm going to spend 2 hours ripping the wheel apart and changing the tire and hope it all fits right, and that isn't really what you want to do with a wheel that costs this much money. So we'll see. I mean, Jason always makes it right. We'll just see how it works out. All right, so let's go up here. I'm going to review some of the chats. So other than the tire being the wrong one, it looks nice. It looks a lot nicer than the wheel that I got, which was all beat up by the New York City guys before I got it. So nice and new and pristine. Okay, so Brian was talking about his seat. Yeah, I thought Brian said he was going to let me test out one of his seats. I did not get one. Zoom is Brian, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I've been talking about getting the Sherman now for a few weeks because I knew it was supposed to be coming up quickly. And I've had a lot of comments on the channel, people asking about, hey, what do you think I should get? An S18 or a Sherman or a V11? And I can see comparing the V11 and the S18, but the Sherman, it really is a totally different kind of wheel. Where is that? Let's do that. Okay. I don't even think it's a very valid comparison. It's way heavier. It has no suspension. It goes much faster and much further. It's a really different riding experience. I don't really know why people would be comparing those three wheels because they aren't really comparable, in my opinion. Okay. So Scar Gaming says that the road tire for the Sherman is the same tire as the Gotway EX comes with. Okay, well, that's nice. Okay, So Drone Nerd, when are you supposed to be getting your wheel? Because if it was on this shipment, you might be getting a street tire as well. It's interesting because Robert from Miami, who also has a Sherman on order, but he ordered his more recently, and he ordered it with a knobby tire. And he was told by eWheels that if he was okay with the street tire, he could get it much sooner than with a knobby tire. So I don't know if there's some sort of shortage. And Veteran just thought it was okay or Leper Kim thought it was okay to just swap it out, and people wouldn't say anything or wouldn't care, wouldn't notice. I don't know. I'm very interested in hearing the backstory of how this came to be. Bushmaster says, does it need a stronger stand than the old 3-piece EUC Army stand for the Sherman? The short answer is no. I've seen Shermans on the older style 2.1 stands and the stands like you see behind me, the 3.9 stand. That's an adjustable stand. It's been fine. I've not heard of any problems. Multiple Sherman owners have bought these stands, and I have not had any problems other than there was one guy that wasn't very careful placing it on the stand and kind of got it in cockeyed because it's heavy, obviously, and he dropped it in there and it split the stand apart. It's like driving a mallet through it. If you do not get it on the pedal hangers, there's a high probability that you will break the stand. So you definitely have to be careful. Okay, I'm getting down there. Full string tires, thermal cups. Okay. Yeah, Leo, you're in Brazil, right? Because I think on the last live stream, you said you had problems as well, and other people said it was totally fine. So, and it shouldn't be on my side. So I'm guessing maybe there's just something between you and me that's slowing things down. Okay, so I was going to do this. Go into the eWheels website and see what it is currently saying about the Sherman. Because imagine if what you hear back is, yeah, they messed up, but if you want the knobby, it's going to be another 2 months, or another month, or another month and a half for someone that's been waiting 2.5 months already. So that would kind of suck. All right, so let's see. I can actually we can do this together because we're friends. All right, we're going to look at the ewheels website. And did I miss it? There it is. All right, so let's say you pick a Sherman. Wow, that's interesting. For new orders, ETA first week of December. So he actually had, that's weird because that almost would have to mean that he has stock of them. Interesting. Okay. So let's say I wanted to add it to the cart. The picture he has there is of the knobby tire, but it still says it's available on back order. So of course I'm not going to buy another one, but let's see if you. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. You actually pick the tire when you pay the balance. It looks like. So that's the deal. All right, so let's stop sharing that. Let's do that and that. So, oh man, that's frustrating, guys. I can't lie, it's frustrating when you wait that long for something. You want it to, well, I mean, it's still great. I'm sure it will ride great, and but the thing with the knobby tire is obviously it's better off road. Even though I don't go off road much, but if I take it into the swamp, it makes a huge difference. When I did the swamp ride, having that knobby tire allowed me to do things that I simply could not do on any of my other EUCs, traction wise. Sounds cool, and the actual knobs, it gives you another degree of suspension. You know, you're basically fattening the tire, so it gives you a little bit more cushion, which, you know, for me is always a good thing. So that is why I went that route. And since I had a first-hand experience riding the demo with a knobby tire, I knew that I liked that. So yeah. All right. Going down. Jack Volta's here. Hi, Jack. I know you posted a little while ago. Sorry. I acknowledged you earlier. And there goes my chat. So Drone Nerd says probably going to send everyone a knobby. Yeah, that probably will be their least expensive course of action. Who knows? I mean, maybe because the wheel is new, it won't be as hard to get apart as when I watched Marty disassemble his Sherman. Maybe. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, if that's, I mean, because if the choice is, okay, we'll send you a knobby tire, you can ride it as it is now, or send back the Sherman and wait God knows how long to get one with a knobby pre-installed, I'm going to do the work. You know, I'm patient. I'm not that patient. So the EU Stir says, I just ordered my Sherman yesterday. I was told the new batch coming in tomorrow is all knobby tires. Really? That's interesting. Okay. Well, this is interesting information because, like, I think Robert was saying that, like I said, he was told that if he wanted the knobby, it was going to be late December or something like that. So, interesting. Nightbird Scuffle. I wish there was another vendor. Not happy with my ewheels experience. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, once in a while you'll hear a negative story about an experience someone has with ewheels, but I think that's dwarfed by tons and tons and tons of positive responses. I'm sure it's very difficult to keep all the balls in the air that Jason and the ewheels team have to juggle. Yeah, I have no doubt about that. It's a lot to coordinate, and for the most part, I think they do a good job. But no one's perfect. Free Motion has it listed now as available $12.25. What's something just get delivered?
Maybe I'll check.
Well, I'm not sure what Free Motion is. Is that another dealer? I don't know. Leo, your connection is still bad. I'm sorry, man. You can always watch the playback. Yeah, that'll get posted later tonight. Turning the chat on the TV off does the trick. Oh, you're watching this on a TV? Okay. Yeah. Who knows? I definitely have very minimal experience with watching YouTube on TVs and especially live streams. I've never done that, so I'm not quite sure how it works. So what, you have like one of those Bluetooth keyboards attached to your TV or something, so you can chat? Okay, still talking about the wheels. December 10th. Yep. All right, great. So Bushmaster says, does it indicate on the box what tire is fitted? Yeah, you would hope so, right? Yeah, it does not. It does not. So it's like the only way. Well, they did have to open the box, obviously, because they put the e-wheel stuff in there. So this box was open from the top, but maybe they just opened it up and shoved the stuff in and didn't look at the tire. Although you could just you could reach down and feel, and you'd be able to tell what tire it is pretty quickly. But it does not have the tire type on the label. It just has the color and the motor code, and that is it. And it looks like some sort of maybe a manufacturer date. 2020-09-10. Maybe that's when this was made. I don't know. I know it's heavy, but could we see the tire somehow? Oh, so you want to see the what the street tire looks like? Yeah. Let's see. What's the best way to do that? How much slack do I have in the webcam? Okay, just close your eyes for a second, guys. All right, I have a decent amount. I'm going to need to turn this. Oh boy, it's really coming off.
Do you want me to adjust
No, that's all right. I got
the
it.
stand?
I got it. Okay. There we go. Now you get a good look at the tire. And it's not like this tire's bad. It's just not what I wanted. You know. That is the tire. That is the street tire. It's a Kenda. I can't really read the markings on the side, but yeah, there it is. That is the tire on my Sherman. Slew Dog, Yuko sells wheels too. Yeah, they don't sell the Sherman though. As far as I know, unless the situation has changed, ewheels is the exclusive U.S. distributor of the Sherman. That is my understanding. Token Survivor, are you going to seal up the LED display somehow? Yeah, I'm going to do something. I could probably just get a way with putting like a thin silicone bead around the outside because, I have heard about some water ingress there. So I definitely would like to avoid that. So I will probably be doing something. I saw some people that like put almost look like a control panel condom on the Shermans, and I'm sure it's effective. I just don't like the look of it. So I would much rather just try to seal the edge if at all possible. Johan, did you open it already? Yes, I did. And you can watch the process at the beginning of the live stream and how heavy it is. Nasty Thomas Hobbs. The V11 has really disappointed me. Took months longer to get than stated, and bearings have already gone. Selling it when new motor arrives. Yeah, that's something that we could talk about in depth. I have a lot of feelings and opinions about the open motor trend that we're seeing with EUCs. The V11 was the first commercially available one, or publicly available one, and now Gotway is going to that exclusively, I believe. The Monster Pro is going to have it, the EX has it, and the Gotway RS has it. The Gotway RS has had a rash of bearings failures as well. The first batch V11s had a lot, and I'm curious if Thomas was a first or second batch V11. I know that Wrongway, his V11 bearings are trashed. And those of you that aren't familiar, I had one of the very early V11s here in the States. I rode in the rain, in hard driving rain. I went to ride it the next week, and I had horrible bearing noise from it getting wet. So I have I think my new V11 is second batch, I think. And the bearings are fine. I haven't ridden it in rain though, and to be quite honest, I don't trust it to get severely wet. I would not do that if at all possible. And it doesn't sound like my other wheels, and that just might be a byproduct of that motor design. I don't know. But with the bearings that are used in hollow motors, they have to work so much harder because they travel many more revolutions than the bearings that we're used to in EUCs because of their size. They're bigger. So they're actually worked much harder, and as an end result, they really need to be high quality bearings. And the bottom line is the EUC manufacturers didn't think about that, didn't know that, didn't care about that, and they did not put high quality bearings in these wheels. And probably the main reason for that is cost. If you research I was talking to Merlin Fish about this because he knows a lot more about bearings than I do. If you see how much this form factor bearing costs for a high quality bearing, like a mid quality bearing of that size, $125 each. A superior quality bearing of that size, $200 to $300 each. So I think there's going to be an issue. I think the bearings in hollow motors could be their Achilles heel, unless somehow they find a way to get quality bearings that don't cost an arm and a leg. That is very, very expensive. I was very surprised that a good bearing in that format costs that much money. So Thomas, I'm not sure if there's something else about the V11 that disappointed you, because other than the bearing issue, I still love the wheel. although I have not been thrilled with the range and the battery management. Those of you that saw my most recent video, I did a similar ride out to Ave Maria on the S18 as I did on the V11, where I wasn't watching my speed. In prior range tests, I was keeping my speed in a very tight scale, like between 18 and 20 miles an hour. But then I went and I did a range test where I wasn't really paying attention to my speed, and I was going 25 miles an hour plus for a good portion of the ride. With the V11, it ran out of battery after 29 miles, and it was a very abrupt end to my ride. It was I was cruising at probably in the low 20s, and it tilted the pedals way back very quickly and kicked me off, and it was borderline dangerous. I activated the go home mode, and all that got me was an extra mile, which I thought it was supposed to get you a lot more than that. So anyways, but it was 29 miles total, even using go home mode. That's as far as I got with the V11. With the S18, now I couldn't go quite as fast with the S18. It doesn't have quite the top end that a V11 does, but I was going 25 miles an hour for a good portion of that ride. I got 32 miles, just under 32 miles out of the S18. But the thing that's really damning is the S18 has a smaller battery pack. The S18 has an 1100 watt hour battery pack, and the V11 has a battery pack. I think they listed at 1500 watt hours, but I think it's actually 1440 or something like that. But it's a bigger battery pack, and I got worse numbers. So that is disappointing to me about the V11. I think that they need to do a better job of battery management, because it seems like whatever KingSong is doing is far superior in that regard. And I experienced it a couple weeks prior to that when I was riding with Miami guys. I was riding my KingSong 16X, which has a 1554 watt hour battery. And we did a 43-mile ride. And I still had 36 or 37% battery remaining on the 16X after going that far. So there's no Gotway wheel that would be able to get that range out of that size battery. It's when it comes to getting the max range out of a pack, KingSong, because of their speed limiting and the way that they allow you to continue deeper into the pack, albeit at a slower speed, it allows you to go further. So, anyways, yeah, I'm not sure what my point was, but there you go. X, the one in many. Does the serial number match what's in the box? And maybe they put the wrong one in the box. Well, there is no serial number on the box. All they have is a motor code. Yeah, it's just there's a motor code, and well, yeah, there's a barcode there. I don't know where the serial number is on the. I don't know if there's a serial number on the wheel. Actually, is there? If there is, I do not readily see it, so I don't know. No, I think they someone dropped the ball at ewheels and didn't do their due diligence there, because it's not that hard to avoid, just to verify that people are getting what they are supposed to be getting. Francisco, get some spiked pedals. I know some people have them. I know that Enrique, I think on his Sherman, has spiked pedals that actually are Robert's, and he was just trying them out because Robert bought the pedals before he even got the Sherman. And I don't know. I don't know that I would need them with the kind of riding I'm doing. I know a lot of people like them, but I really have never had significant grip problems with any of my wheels except my Ninebot 1E Plus. That one, when the because your feet were sitting mostly in rubber and not grip tape. That one, when the pedals got wet, it was very, very slippery. But I have not experienced that with any of my other wheels. And this one, there is no rubber. It's just grip tape. That was dumb to do. Okay. It's just grip tape, so I don't expect that one to be a problem either. And Yuka does not have Sherman, so I can pretty much guarantee you that. Francisco, did you get screwed? I didn't get screwed, but there was definitely a mistake with the order. and it'll get remedied one way or the other. But unfortunately, I think the fastest way for it to get remedied is for me to have to rip into the wheel and replace the tire. I mean, it's a good experience to know how the wheel comes apart and goes together, but you don't want to. You typically, if I bought a new car, I wouldn't want to have to, swap out all 4 tires, right away. So, Euster, yeah, Coogee, yeah. This is what really pushed a lot of people towards going knobby on the tire, because those of you that may remember when the Sherman first came out, first it had the knobby tire on it, and then Coogee decided he wanted to put the street tire on it, and he did. And when he was riding on the street tire, he actually wiped out, and he seemed to attribute it to some negative handling characteristics of the street tire versus the knobby, and he actually went back to the knobby tire, and I think that influenced a lot of people. Now, I don't really, that it didn't really affect my decision. What affected my decision was the first hand, because actually, if I never would have gotten a chance to ride a Sherman ahead of time, I probably would have gotten a street tire. Because I remember when Sherman first came out with that knobby tire, me thinking, why would they sell the wheel with that tire as default? But after riding it and seeing the benefits of it firsthand, and the incredibly cool way it sounds when you're ripping down the street with a knobby tire at high speeds, it sounds crazy. Some people might annoy, but I actually kind of think it's cool and unique. So, yeah. Okay, so let's pull out the inner box. The inner box has the exact same sticker as the outer box. Yeah. It has the inner box has the exact same sticker as the outer box. There is no difference with that whatsoever. Let's see, did Jason email me back? Sometimes he's real quick, depending. But oh, yeah, here we go. Yep, Jason was quick. I'm just responding to Jason's email. Okay. Okay, so yeah, basically veteran screwed up in a nutshell. This batch was supposed to be all knobby tires, and veteran slid some street tire wheels in there as well. Yeah, so well, I've learned it so many times in life is when you assume that someone is going to do something, that's usually when you get burned. It's happened to me many times. I'm guilty of it myself. You're making assumptions that some things are going to be done certain ways, and they are not. And it looks like this is another example of it. If they assumed that they were all knobby because they were told they were supposed to be, and it could have been avoided. Obviously, if they did a visual check, but he didn't. So I'm going to have him send me the knobby, and I will put it on. Why not? It will give me experience and a chance to make another video, because everybody loves videos where I change tires, because nothing frustrates the F out of me more than changing tires. So it should be great. It'll be fun. I'll make sure that there's beer involved. All right. Okay, Mickey has spike pedals on his. Looks great and feels good. Yeah, they do look cool. Looks good. But like I said, I don't know. I like the pedals as is. So it's I'm in most things in life. I'm a if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of guy. So if I like what I got, I'm gonna stick with it. So Rune says he uses clear contact plastic over my Sherman display to keep the water out. I have, like I mentioned, I have seen people do that. I'm sure it's very effective. I'm just not a big fan of the way it looks. EUC Rider UK. I love my V11, but it's so smooth. I ride faster, so battery goes quicker. That's all I don't like about it. It's too smooth. It's super smooth. It's very, very comfortable on the road. So Jason's going to send me a knobby tire, so I'm going to rip it apart and put a tire on it. But it's a chance to make another video. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's me. Love changing tires.
Yeah, I just mentioned that some of my funniest videos are me fighting with tires. The worst tire I ever had to do was the frickin' Mini Pro Monster tire on the Mini Pro. That thing was awful.
Oh, those, yeah, you were. Awful. Which one did you take into the bike shop?
We took
for help. It was the smaller Mini. No? Oh, just to replace the tire.
No, we did.
We took one to the bike shop.
Was it the Mini Pro?
The black Mini Pro, I think we took to the bike shop just to replace the tire, I think, in the beginning, because that's the first one. Didn't we have that one?
No, I think we actually did. We did have them do it eventually. Because I gave up. We took it in there, and they did it. But then it went flat, and I had to like get it seated again, which was a pain in the ass. Which I was able to do, but the Monster Mini Pro tire swap was awful. It was a smaller tire, thick, stiff, and I absolutely busted my ass trying to get it to work. I could not get it on there properly, and we actually took it to a bike shop. Cindy took it to a bike shop that she knows the people that run it, and these are professionals, and they told her that they had to have 3 people prying on this thing to get it on. It's awful. Yeah, it's a tubeless tire.
My triathlon bike. I mean, these people really know what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, they do tires every day, and they struggle. So. But I've had to change a tire on that. I've changed tires and done tubes on multiple Gotway wheels on the Monster, on the M Super. When I had the demo 16X, it actually didn't have a tube in it, and I had to change the tire end tube on the 16X. So I have done it enough, so maybe I'm a little bit better than I was, but we'll see. Good chance to make a video, right? Got to be optimistic. Because that's me. I'm very optimistic about everything. Shane says, "Ride it now, Duff." Nah, I'm not going to ride it right now. I'm tired, guys. I was up until almost midnight. I probably didn't go to bed till after midnight. I was watching the Eagles-Seahawks game. I don't know if there's any Philly guys here. Man, the Eagles are looking pretty sad this year, man. That game was a train wreck. Final score is 23-17. It was not that close. The Seahawks went into prevent at the very end of the game and just gave up a garbage touchdown. The Eagles, they're not going to go anywhere this year. They are not doing well. Francisco says, "I'd pay for the upgrade." Refresh my memory. What upgrade are you going to pay for? Pedals look higher on that Sherman. They do. They don't look any higher to me. Are you going to really make me take it off the stand again? All right. I'll do it for you. Hold on. This roll cage is definitely good for lifting this sucker. All right. Let's see. This is not scientific because I need to make sure I have it sort of straight. To the top surface, it's just under 6 inches. Just under. to see a back view now. Oh my God. Whew. Okay. I don't remember what the original pedal height was, but I think it's around the same height. Yeah, Runes. Yeah, that's the knock on the Sherman, especially when you're using it off-roading, is the pedals are not that high. And I know that there's been, I'm not sure if it's better with the latest firmware, but there has been complaints of dipping when turning. Pedals kind of dip when you turn the wheel, which can cause some clearance problems as well. But with the kind of routing I do, it's pretty much a non-issue. $16X is my best range EUC. Yeah, until I got this, the $16X would be my best range EUC as well. It really squeezes the range out of 1554 watt-hour pack, that's for sure. And those are 18650s as well. Oh, one thing I forgot I wanted to mention, going back to the hollow motor bearing issue. That's another one of the things I like about the Sherman is it does not have a hollow motor. Has a more conventional style motor, more conventional style bearing, and it actually, if I'm not mistaken, because the trend with most new wheels has been to go to the 2170 batteries, the cells. And I'm 90% sure that the Sherman is still using the 18650s, which don't have as much capacity for their size, but they're able to deliver amperage at a higher rate, generally speaking, than the 2170s that you see in the wheels today. So that's another thing that helps the performance of the Sherman, because it can deliver a lot of juice. All right. So Rune says the serial number is on the rim. Yeah, well, like I said, just by reading the email from Jason, it sure seems like this is just veteran screwed up. Okay, just going to grab my phone so I can use it as a flashlight. So I can use it as a flashlight so I can see if I can see a serial number on the rim. I see whatever compound they use to seat the tire on the rim. 27514. Okay, I see no serial number on that side. Maybe it's on this side.
I didn't create the second account.
You doing YouTube stuff now?
Yes. I know what to do.
You can make a branded account like that. I
I was trying.
had 3 channels under my one account.
I was just trying it. It didn't let me. I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't see a serial number, but anyways, I just think that an assumption was made that by eWheels that they were going to get what Veteran said they were going to get, and they didn't, and it wasn't double checked, and that was the end result. They help, Francisco. We're talking about the. You're talking about the spiked pedals. How do they help foot fatigue? I'm curious how that would help your foot fatigue. Because I know they kind of make you feel like your feet are locked in. And to be quite honest, I don't really want my feet to be locked in, because sometimes when I'm riding, I like to kind of shuffle them around and adjust my position on the pedals. And if they're really locked in, that might be a little tough to do. I don't know. Rune says, you have a video on YouTube how to center the knobby tire on the rim. Okay. Your YouTube channel is under Rune, I assume? So I'll take a look at it. I will definitely take a look at it because it looks like that is in my future. Michael Chong just got your Sherman. Rides great in the snow. I assume that you have the knobby tire. Lucky guy. Yeah, but it does do good in the snow. I was very surprised how well it handled bad mud over at the swamp. Stuff that would almost immediately send my other wheels spinning out. It just tracked right through it. It's a combination of things. It's a combination of the knobby tire and the heavy weight. I think that also helps plant the wheel. But it definitely is good in low traction situations. Bushmaster says, can you do a tire change video? Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is that is what I will be doing. I will be documenting the whole process. Like I said, Marty's done it already, but maybe I can do it in a little quicker fashion. We'll see. We'll see what I come up with. Actually, Zen Lee asked me if I could do a video on pulling the motor out of the V11 for a tire change as well. Again, to see if I could maybe come up with a briefer viewpoint on how to do that. Token Survivor says, I'd worry that the knobby tire would wear out too quickly and offend my miserly spirit. Or miserly. Well, the good news is now I'm going to have both. I'm going to have a knobby. And so once the knobby tire wears out, and I'll tell you, I don't ride enough, guys, that it's going to wear out. Believe me. The amount of riding that I do is minuscule compared to a lot of people out there. So my knobby tire won't wear out. But if it does, I will have the street tire waiting. And I'm not going to sit here and not ride it until the knobby tire gets here. I'm going to go out and ride it. And so I'll be able to experience the street tire. And, maybe I'll love it. I don't know. I'm making an assumption that I won't, but maybe I will. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. EUC Rider UK. There you go. That's exactly how I look at it. You have no idea how many videos that are in my that come through my head, like, oh, that would make a good video. This would make a good video. And compared to the ones I actually get the time to make, there's lots of possibilities out there. If I only did not have to work a full-time job, maybe someday. We'll see. Isn't that Marty's gig, tire videos? Well, Marty's done a bunch of them for sure. I've done maybe 3 or 4. You definitely are not my favorite type of video to make. That's for darn sure. James Mucklin, what's up, man? Oh, so you got your TPU mudguard. Okay. So what do you think? Pretty. I mean, I assume that you haven't crashed it yet, but that material is super strong. It's crazy. Here, let me go just grab those. Even though I did the video, let me just show you guys real quick. All right, so there's 2 different materials that I'm using to make these. One is called Ninja Flex, and one is called Polymax Polyflex. I think the one that you have, James, is the Polymax Polyflex, which is this material. This stuff is strong. It's thick. It's strong. But it gives. It does flex, but it is really an impressive material.
I love it.
Cindy loves it. The downside is it's expensive, about almost double what I pay for normal filament, and I have to print it much slower, so it takes a long time. Like this thing, this takes 13 hours. Yeah, I am charging more. This takes like 13 hours to print, I believe, something like that. This piece. And same thing with the front mud guards. This is the Polyflex one. Now the other material is called Ninja Flex. Ninja Flex is more. It almost feels like foam. It's more. It is not as stiff as this. So this is very, very, very flexible. I think in the video, actually, the ones that I was jumping on was this Ninja Flex stuff. So like when you order one of these, you're not going to know for sure what you're going to get. It's a matter of what I have left. They're both flexible. They both will perform in a similar fashion, but these are the two types of flexible filament that I'm using. It's kind of cool.
Super cool.
I think this material, the Polyflex, is similar to what they use for the Clark pads, I believe. UC Rider UK. I bought my first e-scooter. These scooters are fast, and it's only a budget one. Yeah, the scooters are fast. We do have a Dualtron EX2 Limited that we bought from eWheels that Cindy rides. And that thing is a beast. It's a dual motor. It's a dual motor scooter, and by scooter standard, by Dualtron standards, it's kind of an entry level dual motor scooter, and the thing is a beast. I mean, if you have both motors, front, because you can turn off the front motor and just run on the back motor to save battery if you want. But if you have both motors engaged and you hammer the throttle, you better be holding on or you're going to come off. I mean, it spins the tires. And it has the top. What you going 40? I think.
40.
Yeah.
I hit 40 and I was freaking out.
Yeah, Cindy's going as fast as 40 miles an hour in that thing. It's cool because it gives her something that she can actually keep up with me on my higher speed EUCs.
Which I'd love to ride this weekend.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
Remember, I have a 3-day weekend. I'm riding with Dan
on Sunday, but that means Monday you might be available for me.
Yeah, I don't know if Dan's in here. I didn't see his name. So if you guys are really dedicated watchers and you have a really good memory, you might remember last year Dan Kobar on YouTube came down and rode with me last year. He's coming down again this weekend, and we're going to go to the swamp. We're going to ride in the swamp. I'm not sure. I know Dan's bringing his MCM5. I've never ridden an MCM5, so I'm going to get a chance to ride that. Try it out this weekend. Never rode one. And we're going to go over to the swamp and see what happens. Should be fun. Should be fun. Definitely be packing the Advil then. Yes, Philly does have great cheesesteak, even though I don't eat them anymore, but they are quite good. Upgrade on the bearing. Upgrade or update. Yeah, they do need to upgrade those bearings. But at that cost, I don't know. I don't know what the ultimate solution is going to be because like I heard with the RS bearings, Gotway was sending out replacement bearings. But if they're the same low quality bearings, because Merlin actually took some of those bearings apart because he's replaced those bearings on the RS for several people, and he looked at them and they're just poorly constructed bearings. And if they're just sending you another set of those crappy bearings, you're going to probably wind up having to do this again. Because I know Merlin said he has an RS and he actually spent the money to get upgraded bearings on his. He got the medium level bearings. He didn't go crazy and get the top line. What are they? SDK bearings, SJK, something like that. That's the top of the line ones. But he got something like kind of in between. Hey Duff, I just got on. Are you able to sit on the wheel? No. When I rode with Roberto and Enrique, I sat on his Enrique's Sherman, who had he has the seat from Zoom Wheels, and I could sit on it, but it wasn't. I mean, I only did it briefly, but it wasn't. it wasn't as high as my seated position was on the Monster. So I probably going to try to come up with some sort of solution that actually gets me up a little bit higher. My legs are really long, and I need to be up high to be able to ride seated comfortably. Slew Dog E-Wheel should send you a new wheel with knobby ASAP. I hear you, and you know, if I wanted to be a hard ass and insist on that, yeah, Jason would probably do that for me. But I mean, Jason has helped me out so many times over the years, and I'm quite capable of doing the work. You know, I've ripped the wheels all the way apart, so I can do the work. I'll do it, and it's an opportunity for me to make videos. Some people might not be quite as willing, or you know, some people literally, you know, they would not be able to change the tire. They're just not mechanically inclined, and that's something that they would not do, and that would not be an option. You know, Jason knows that I can do that, so I'm okay doing it, and it means that I will be without the wheel for a shorter period of time. And imagine the shipping costs. You know, he would have to, you know, ship a wheel to me and then ship this one back, and it would be a pain in the ass. So I'm okay. I'm over it. You know, my initial reaction was I don't really feel like doing a tire change, but in recollection, I can make it work. It's fine. Oh, Mickey's here. Yeah, Unbox. He's sitting behind me, dude. There it is. I got the street tire on it though. I'm sure you've picked that up by now, but yeah, it got evidently E-Wheels was told this last shipment was entirely knobby tires, and Veteran slipped in some road tire equipped wheels, and that's what I wound up getting. So Jason's going to send me a knobby tire, and I'm going to put it on myself. Okay, so Rune's channel is the Jet Rooster. Okay. Let me write that down somewhere, because I will check out your video, dude. I'll check it out, because I don't remember Marty addressing that, centering the knobby tire on his video, or maybe I missed that part. But I mean, I've had to do that with other wheels. You know, basically, just totally deflating it and then kind of massaging it to make sure it's seated on the rim properly, and then putting a little bit of air in it, let it spin out, and just kind of trial and error. I assume you do something similar with the Sherman, but if there's something unique to it, I will check it out on your channel. Yeah, Bradley, I just mentioned that I will be riding the smooth tire because who knows when I'll get the knobby? Who knows? I'll ride it, and it'll. You know, I'm on the road 90% of the time, 95% of the time. I'm a road rider, so it'll be fine. But there's just aspects of the knobby tire that I like, even on the road. So, unless I am blown away by the street tire and I just love it, yeah, I would still expect that I would switch to the knobby. $213 DD runs and still going on one tire. Yeah, it's crazy, right? I've never worn out a tire. Just FYI, never. EU Stir, yeah, I need to retire so I can ride more. Yeah, I've said that many times. It would be nice. I just need my YouTube channel to hit 1 million subscribers, and I can do it. Okay. James has a buddy that has 2,000 miles on the knobby Veteran tire and it still looks brand new. Okay, yeah, I'll never wear it out. Just yeah, I will not wear that thing out. I don't ride enough to wear it out, for sure. Yours came with a Kenda 340A. Mine did too. Well, let's see. It's a Kenda. I didn't see the model. Let's see if I can. Kenda. I'm sure it is. I would assume that. 39. Where do you see the 340A at? I wonder. 35P. Is that the pressure? 35P. I don't know. I don't see the 34A part of it. This is this side. Now this is a throwing live stream, having me spin a tire and look at it. No, I don't see it, but I would assume that it's similar tire. I got that sucker pumped up too. That's inflated higher than I will use. I will definitely let some air out of that tire. I don't like riding at a high PSI at high speeds. So, Master Wind, did you order a knobby tire as well? Just wondering. Oh, another one. Lesfer, hey man, you got the street tire as well. So, did you already reach out to eWheels? Jason, I have a feeling Jason's inbox is burning up right now. He's probably getting a lot of inquiries. It goes with the territory, I guess, right? Can't delete that. All right. Okay, so Jason told you basically the same thing. He's going to send you the knobby, so you're down for changing out your tire as well. Yeah, it'll give me a chance to try it out. And Robert, from Miami, if you see this live stream, and because I know you've been saying that you wanted to see what the street tire feels like on a Sherman, you're welcome to try it. EUC Rider UK, it's 1:30 a.m. Man, oh man. And I've done your 6-hour unplanned videos before, so I need to go to bed. I'll watch the rest tomorrow. Cheers. All right, bud. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you UK guys checking out live streams. I know it's ridiculously late there. It's very cool. So Mickey says the street tire is silly. Have you ridden the street tire with the Sherman? Just curious. I definitely want the knobby, but this may turn into a unique opportunity to at least let me test the street. You know, I said I prefer the knobby without ever even trying the street tire, so I will have the opportunity to do so. Knobby isn't really for off-road. Maybe not. Well, I think in general, the Sherman has been viewed as not a great off-road wheel. All I know is when I took it into the swamp with that knobby tire, I was able to do things that I have not been able to do on other wheels in there. So Master Wind says you ordered off eWheels. I didn't pick an option for the knobby. Well, like I pasted earlier into the chat, you know, my order, when I had the specs for the wheel, it actually literally says knobby tire. So, and from Jason's response, I mean, they knew it was supposed to be knobby. It just was not. It was not. Send me a knobby as a courtesy if I want to swap. Okay, so sounds like that's going to be his default response, is to send a knobby. Unless someone says, hey, I don't want to switch my own tire. NYC EUCs, did you hear that Gotway bought the solo wheel patent from Shane Chen in China? Yes, I have heard that. And I'm curious what the strategy is there, because the guy that had the solo wheel patent, from what I understand, he was making a living going around and basically filing lawsuits against all the different EUC companies for patent infringement. That was kind of like his business. So now that Gotway bought it, I wonder what they're going to do. If they're going to try to use that as leverage to screw with Veteran, to screw with Inmotion or KingSong, who knows? It's going to be interesting to see. I'm also curious to find out how much they paid for that, because I bet it was a lot. Yeah, there seems like there's a lot of animosity between Gotway and several companies out there, specifically KingSong and Veteran. They definitely don't like them. Okay, so Mickey has ridden the street tire. Okay, good. That can get interesting for Veteran. Yeah, referring to the patent. Yeah, it's going to get interesting. I have a feeling. I think Gotway is trying to strong arm Veteran. They are not happy with the market share that Veteran has gobbled up very, very quickly. Seems like the vast majority of the high-end performance-minded EUC community has gone Sherman, so it's hitting them in the pocketbook, I'm sure. And from what I understood, like the EX, the suspension wheel that they offered, there's been very, very minimal interest in that. People just are not thrilled with what you're getting for the money. Very, very expensive. Okay, CRC, I'm late to the stream because I've been out maintaining my Sherman. Okay, so if you're late, did you order the knobby tire? And if so, is that what you got? Because if you didn't see any of the earlier chat, I ordered the knobby. Everyone that in this shipment was supposed to be getting a knobby tire, and evidently Veteran slipped in. About 20% of the wheels are outfitted with the street tire, unknowing to ewheels. So there's a number of people that didn't quite get what they thought they were going to be getting, including me. The eWheels website says it comes with a knobby from the factory unless you specify street tire. Okay. Yep. Okay, so you did get the knobby as expected. All right, good for you. If I was just the UC rider that didn't do YouTube content, then I might be a little more negative on it. But the optimistic way to look at it as it gives me an opportunity to make more content. CM, the man, the myth, legend. Yeah, that's me, the old man, the old man. So what kind of wheel do you have now, CM? Is that a picture of you, CM? Because based on that, yeah, you might want a Sherman if that's you. Electric unicycle sliders, gliders. How you doing, man? I see you on a lot of my the comment section of a lot of my videos. Welcome. I said, would you want to say hi for 2 seconds? I'll turn the light off so I can go PEE.
Yeah.
Real quick.
I'm trying to set it up like business on here, putting pictures.
For what, YouTube?
Yeah, it said add Google My Business kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just if people search for certain things. That's not bad, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, Cindy's going to sit here for a second. I'm going to turn out this light so it doesn't annoy her.
Because things annoy you.
Because everybody loves to talk to Cindy. So.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't. Silly.
Everybody loves when you're...
I wonder if I could show this picture on here, if it'll show. You don't have to see it.
Okay, the webcam right there.
It's here, right? Okay. Hi, guys. Let's see. All right. Just because it's so funny, because you guys need to know just how crazy my grandson is for grandpa. He woke up from his nap, and Katie sent me a snap of him like reaching for him. Then he's trying to go out the door to get to him. Then he's trying to, it's so funny. He's just trying to get out to grandpa. Woo. Well, either way, if me and my daughter and Sean are within, like, standing right next to each other, and DJ has to choose, he goes right to Sean every single time. So how's everybody? Some pads. Oh, Sean's so upset about that tire. He was really calm. It's probably good he was on the stream when he realized that. But for all you out there that want the other tire, I'm sorry for Sean as well. But, he's a good spirit and he'll ride whatever he can, whenever he can. So I'm still trying to play the lottery so he can retire, but it's just not working yet. I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. and ate lots of turkey. Sean was sick of his tofurkey by Sunday for sure. And
Oh, it's 4
thankfully we
days.
ran out. I kind of like the whole no cooking, cook like all day long Thanksgiving. And then I love cooking, but I love cooking Thanksgiving too. And then
Do you love cooking more than baking?
yeah, because cooking feeds every meal, you know. Baking's fun, but depends on what you're baking. When I'm making a cake, like a crazy cake, which your birthday's coming up. So I was gonna make something funky.
Let me just celebrate that shit.
Yeah, his birthday is coming up in like 2 weeks. Yeah.
53 years old.
53. I hope I make 53. That'd be good. Every year, I'm showing my age, but you know, hey, I'm 51. But you know what? I'll be very happy to make every year after this. So that's good. By the way, have you guys played with the Oculus before? Has anybody played with the Oculus?
Mickey has.
Oh my gosh.
Mickey's
Oh
on
yes.
it.
I thanked Mickey. Mickey, thank you. Oh, hey, Dan just got in.
I'm dancer.
Buy him a knobby tire. I know, right?
Knob's coming.
Hi, James. Hi, guys. Aw, everybody's here. Electric unit. He's working on jump pad. Simple, easy. Da, da, da. Oh my God. I love Oculus Quest 2. Oh my God. The price is great. Really great. I'm surprised that because I think
Where the controllers at?
where the controllers are over there. Are you playing?
Oh, so I just wanted to.
He's got it on his head.
Yeah, I can't use my hands yet. Shit.
Ah, man, this thing Beat Saber. Did you post a video on here? No,
Yeah.
on this side,
On YouTube, yeah.
on the EUC side even, because I think you just put. Oh, okay.
It's on the dust.
I gotta put that on my channel too.
Yeah.
By the way, Katie and I was working at a nursery and came up with this like side business thing. So I'm gonna have a new YouTube site with Katie. There's gonna be it's mostly plants, but she likes to ride. We like to ride. There's gonna be other stuff in there. So hopefully we can get some subscribers. I'll give Sean the info once we're still like working on some stuff right now. Look at him back here. What are you doing?
I'm going into VR.
Oh, and then Google. You're going to do that right now. So what is it? The Google what that took me back to my neighborhood? What was that program?
Google
Home?
Earth.
Google Earth. Oh my God. Okay, you have to sit still and have like a ginger ale because I got motion sickness flying to Miami in like 2 seconds. But I got to see the schools that I went to, and I got to see what they look like now. It's crazy.
Let's see what I'm seeing, guys.
And then I don't know what he's probably doing. Oculus. Is there porn? You doing
No,
Oculus?
I'm just in my
kidding.
room, my home room.
Oh, the pretty room.
Yeah, like balloons.
Honestly, he got
Like a
the Tai Chi
canyon.
one for me, which, you know, people who do Tai Chi do it their way kind of thing. And it is super slow. And if you haven't noticed how fast I talk, that I move really fast. And one of the great things about Tai Chi was that it did help me slow down. But I think I have to do it without the handles because holding the handles, it just seemed like it was weird. But I think you can do it without the handles.
You
right?
can somehow.
Yeah, but we just didn't figure it out. But that'll be fun to get in that. Then we just got the climbing one.
Yeah,
We're going to try that.
the climb. Yeah,
And then bowling.
we got bowling.
Because Sean's like a
got-
champion Olympic level bowler.
Yeah,
right?
so, yeah. So if anyone,
He's got trophy.
if anyone has a Quest, I'm Duff 6'7" in Oculus World. So
Yep.
I think, or I'm Duff 6'7".
Are you?
Yeah. I'm Duff
Yeah,
6'7",
I
right?
think so. That's what you are like
yeah, I'm Duff
everywhere.
6'7".
Probably so.
Yeah.
That's cool though. Yes, but oh my gosh, Beat Saber. Like my dream of being like the drummer for Def Leppard, you know, hey, I just or Phil Collins.
So we got the climb, premium bowling, and
The
super hot
Climb?
VR, population 1.
Katie loves that one.
Yeah. Well, what we're
She's killing
what we're
people.
gonna try to do, guys, is I've been looking into the mixed reality thing you can do with the Quest, where basically, you know, like Cindy could be in the middle of Beat Saber, And you actually are watching from a perspective that she is in the middle of Beat Saber. You actually see her superimposed on the VR environment. So it looks like it's pretty doable. So I'm gonna mess with it now.
Oh, and then Population One, Great Battle Royale. Weren't you doing that the other day?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, and then and then we love ping pong. Actually, when we were first dating, I realized because not a lot. I'm not tooting my horn, but good job. I actually was pretty good at ping pong. I actually won some competitions like when I was little, much younger, like 30 years ago, and played when I was in the Air Force. But when I met him and he beat me one time, I was like, ooh, I like this guy because he didn't let me win. So I know he's being honest with me. It was cool. But I think I beat maybe one time and then he just beat my ass. He beats everybody at everything. Then my Tai Chi instructor, who taught, me Tai Chi, but like one thing we did a lot was played ping pong because he was teaching Tai Chi after the kids were doing karate when Katie was learning karate. And we'd go in there and we'd play. And then he went and got like an actual private tutor for ping pong, and he ended up being ranked like 1,500 in the nation or something for ping pong. And I actually beat him a couple times years ago. So even though he was drinking, it still counts, even though I was sober. But he's got some spin, and I'm guessing when we bowl, he's going to kick my ass in that. So he's really nice. He takes it easy on Beat Saber and pretends that he's not good at it, so that he makes me feel like I'm good at it. Oh my God. So many games. Are you shopping for games? Are you supposed to be doing like these people?
I'm gonna whenever you're done, I'm ready to get back on.
Okay. Fit Xer, and Thrill of the Fight are good workout games. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've seen Thrill of the Fight. I've seen the video. I don't have it.
Oh, is that like boxing?
Yeah, it's boxing.
Oh, thank you. I love boxing. I had boxing gloves when my actual father, who I don't talk about a lot, but he got 2 sets of gloves. And anytime me and my brothers would fight, he would put the gloves on our hands, put us in a corner and like barricade us there and say, duke it out. And it's probably why my little brother's a really good fighter. But I would just, but either way, then when the boxing gloves wore out, he would make us sit nose to nose, like just sit there nose to nose. And then we're like mad at each other, but then we're like, oh, your breath stinks, or make funny faces or whatever. And then we'd end up laughing. So that was actually, if you got 2 kids that are battling each other, you could do something like that.
Good tip.
I don't know. So, are you ready for me? Ready. I've got a little bit of weed in me, so you knew I was going to talk a lot. You did. Yeah. In my coffee, they have a powder you can mix in. It's so good. Thank you. Maybe. I have my phone. You're going to sit here and stream with the VR?
No, I'll take it off, but
take it off.
I'm just demonstrating this.
Can you even see?
Yeah, I have it on pass-through mode. Okay. There's a mode you can put the headset into pass-through where you can actually see through the cameras. Now, albeit it's all grayscale, but I can see. I can touch my mouse. I can touch my nose, so I can see right now. But then if I double tap, I'm back into my awesome VR home.
Well, there it is.
It's totally awesome. So anyways, yeah, VR.
Can they see this at all? Can they see that is DJ?
Yeah, they can see.
So Katie turned the TV on, and he's like, pop up. And then, hold on, just in case they could see this. I know this is bad, but look at that. He's like, I need to get into the stream and be with Grandpa. Mm-hmm. He loves him so much.
DJ and I are close.
Very close.
I wonder if this, curious if you guys can see, this course is pretty long. I just wanted you to see our awesome Christmas decorations outside.
Oh,
you see a reflection. You can actually see Santa. You can't really see much more. There's an inflatable Christmas tree. Oh, there you go. There's a big snowman, an angel. So yeah, we're all decked out here for Christmas, and you can see the Christmas tree. There's a Christmas tree. I didn't know that this cable on the webcam was so big or so long. All right, so yeah, that was an interesting sideshow, right? Hey, you never know what you're going to get here, guys. You never say that you can predict what we're going to talk about. Oh, so Sam, that's a Jiu-Jitsu Kimura about the same size you gave me, right? Okay. Go with a Sherman and grow into a Sherman. Okay. You'd be happy with a Sherman, but again, if that's your first wheel, that's a little ambitious. But it doesn't mean you can't do it. You're working on some jump pads. Jump pads for what? What wheel? Like generic jump pads you put on anything? Like Clark pad knockoffs? Chinese QC is so questionable. Yes. I mean, the QC in the Sherman hasn't been bad. I am glad that I got a later batch, because one of the problems with the first batch Shermans was they were using poor quality inner tubes. And there's a number of people that had their inner tubes fail while riding the Sherman. And depending on how fast you're going when that happens, that could be really bad. So I'm hoping I at least have the upgraded inner tube in this tire. Hey, Dan, what did you miss? Scroll up or watch from the beginning. I unboxed the Sherman. I ordered the knobby tire Sherman. I got the street tire. Instead, I've already emailed Jason. He's already responded. And he's going to be sending me a knobby tire that I will put on myself, which I'm sure will be a fun adventure. And don't need to buy me one. I will be getting one for free. X the one and many. How do you like that Oculus Quest 2? Pretty decent for the price. It's more than pretty decent from the price. Now, I got the one with the upgraded amount of memory. I got the 256 gig model. The cheaper model, the $299 model, only has 64 gigs of memory. But for a lot of people, that'll be fine. Yeah, for the money. I mean, last time that I even considered VR headsets, they were way more expensive, and this is just so nice. You know, a lot of conventional headsets, they require you to be hardwired. You know, for PC VR games, they require you to be hardwired to the computer. You know, the Quest and the Quest 2 is wireless, with the option that you can still wire it to the computer. You can still play PC VR game, but there's a whole huge library of games you can play wirelessly on the Quest and Quest 2. It's great. I mean, Mickey had been talking to me about the Quest for a long time. He kept telling me that you know, Quest is awesome. Gotta get one. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. But once I got one, he was right. I see what the big deal is about. It's so immersive. It's so realistic. It's very cool. Again, much like EUC riding, I wish I just had more time to engage in it. But it's great for the money. It's very, very, it's a good deal, in my opinion. I think they're going to sell a ton of them this Christmas. Lester says it's actually not that heavy. I thought it was going to be heavier. Are you referring to the Sherman? It tips the scales right around 80 pounds, I believe. Don't punch the wall. No, I won't punch the wall. I don't punch walls, generally speaking. Dan says, say hi to Elsa. Elsa is under my feet right now, Dan.
I was rubbing her with me.
Yes, she's laying. This is one of her favorite spots to be, is under my desk. She feels safe there. She likes to. When I'm sitting at the computer, most of the time she is here with me under the desk. Why can't I say that word all of a sudden?
Sensei vegan?
Sensei. What
Sensei. Daniel's son.
I didn't have any weed. No, I'm not drunk. Sensei vegan, yeah.
You're just upset about that tire.
What's up? No, not that. No, I'm less upset now. I was initially kind of upset, but I'm less upset now.
Okay.
Sensei vegan, what's up, man? Appreciate you stopping in. 11 table tennis is good. I have it. It is good. It's very realistic, surprisingly so.
Yeah, I love it.
There's a golf game that's supposed to be good. Population 1. I only played it very, very briefly, and I went into a couple matches. I never played Fortnite. Fortnite's not my thing. I used to, years and years ago, I was very into first-person shooters. Used to play the original Call of Duty, go back to Quake, Castle Wolfenstein even. Never got into Fortnite. So Population 1 is it's almost a Fortnite clone with VR control built into it. So it's very cool. But I need to spend some time in there and figure out how to do shit, because I was just totally lost. I went into a lobby, and it seemed like everybody around was like 8 years old. And yeah, it was kind of a funny experience. But yeah, there's a ton. I had no idea that there were so many games and apps available for VR. It really is amazing. Bradley J has a Quest 2. He likes table tennis as well. I actually haven't played that in a little while. I need to. Cindy's been playing a ton of Beat Saber. She really likes that. So, electric unicycles, sliders, gliders. How are you 3D printing these pads? What are you doing to make them, or how are you making them? And that comment was from almost 10 minutes ago. Sorry. Wander is good on the Quest. I heard about Wander. And it's just like, from what I saw, yeah, I think Cindy and I actually, it was on sale for Black Friday. We were looking at the video of it. It almost looked like it just kind of incorporates like Google Earth. It almost seems like it's just like kind of a different front end for Google Earth. Is that accurate? Where you just get to see all these places, you know, from a VR perspective. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it here quickly. Wander. And we're friends, so we can share screens. You can see what the Oculus store looks like. All right, so Quest. Let's see if I can look for Wander. I got the new Star Wars game as well. That game right there, Tales from Galaxy's Edge. I got that. It's weird. I heard some people kind of poo-pooing it, but so far I think it's really cool. I guess one of the complaints was it wasn't that long. They're saying it takes around 3 hours to get through it. And I don't know. I thought it was really cool.
We got through it in less than 3 hours. Did we?
No, you did Vader Immortal. You did the first chapter of Vader Immortal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's Wander. Okay. Yeah, so wander the world openly through the magic of VR. Yeah. It kind of seems like that's what that is. It's basically a more user-friendly front end for Google Earth. That's kind of what it seems like. I see, Cindy, lots of people said hi to you.
I know. I said hi.
Hi, I know.
Hi.
Bit grainy on pass-through mode. Yes, it is. It's very grainy on pass-through mode. But I thought when I first discovered that, I thought it was just awesome that I was able to actually have the headset on and walk around the house and be able to function. I didn't even know that was a thing you could do. All right. Dan, Jason is the best. Yeah, I agree. Jason has always taken care of me. X1 in the menu, you can get desktop VR. I have desktop VR already. I have SideQuest already. Stream games from your PC to the headset wirelessly. Yeah, you can do it wirelessly. And actually, like Google Earth, I was plugged in. I have a long, like a 15 or 16 foot cable that I can plug in and play games as well. But yeah, you can do it wirelessly. Virtual desktop works pretty well. The only thing that I find klutzy is not having to rely on the virtual keyboard to pop up, and then you got to select one at a time to type or something. So that's a little bit limiting. But yeah, I was very impressed, and I love like going into. I have the Amazon Prime app, and you go in there, and I watched the entire one of the Transformers movies, Dark Side of the Moon, in Amazon Prime VR, and you're literally like sitting in a movie theater, and it feels like you're sitting in a movie theater. Once the movie plays, the lights dim down, you look around, you got all these empty seats around you, you got this big, huge screen in front of you. It's awesome. It's really cool. And there's other apps. Big Screen is another app that a lot of people use that, again, you can watch content. But at the same time, it's a social thing where you can actually be interacting with other people that are in there as well. You could actually be in a theater watching something, and you look around and you see other people in there with you. So it's a new world. It really is. That's right, Lester. That's what I try to do. Well, sometimes. Yeah, I don't know if it should be a great experience changing the Sherman tire, but it will be an experience. I can count on that. EU Seaster, Castle Wolfenstein on the Apple II. No, I played Castle Wolfenstein on a PC. I've never been an Apple guy. Yeah, I remember when Wolfenstein came out, it was crazy. And we used to, where I used to work up north, I worked for a bank, in the IT department. And there was a mod to Quake called Pain Keep. I don't know if anyone has ever heard of Pain Keep, but me and the other guys in the department periodically would be playing Pain Keep on the LAN. At the office there in the main headquarters of the bank. It was funny. We would have these epic matches, and we were all sitting in the same area, so it was just very, very funny interactions, and we had tons and tons of fun doing that. But now when I play first-person shooters, I can't keep up with these guys. They're just they never miss. They're lightning fast. It's a joke. I'm like a target dummy, so I don't find it that enjoyable anymore. Okay, so these pads you're making are jump puck pads. Making to go on top of your foot, fit any wheel around the size of a snuff can. Are they literally hockey pucks? Like hockey pucks with double-sided tape? Because I could see them working. I actually have special pads that are used for jacking up my Tesla because I rotate the tires in the Tesla myself. And when you jack up a Tesla, there's very, very specific spots where you can jack it up safely because the whole bottom of a Tesla is the battery. So you can't just throw a floor jack under there and start jacking wherever you want. You could literally damage the battery if you do that. So I bought someone on Etsy was making these pads that are they're literally a hockey puck with a little rubber knob on the top of it that fits in the hole that guides it underneath the car. And you just put that on top of your floor jack, and then you jack it up. And yeah, hockey puck is very durable. It definitely won't wear out if that's what you're using. And the width of it is probably good enough that you could use it as a jump pad as well. It's a circle. We're dill pressing 4 inches in diameter. That's about the size of a hockey puck then. It's very close. Drill pressing. You're drill pressing it out of foam. So I imagine it's pretty stiff foam. And then you're just putting like some good 3M double-sided tape in the back, something like that. So Sensei is a video game nut. I love gaming. Anyone, my Xbox tag is War Machine 01. Cool. Yeah, I haven't played. The last console that I played is the Xbox 3. Is that what I have, a 360? Yeah, I have a 360, I believe, which I haven't turned on in years. That's the last console that I bought. I don't know. I'm just not into console gaming anymore. The main games that I play anymore are, well, now VR, obviously. But other than that, it's Hearthstone and World of Warcraft, which I've played since early 2005. A massively multiplayer online role-playing game, which I love that game. Played it forever. Spent countless hours in there, and there's actually a brand new expansion that just came out for it, and that's something else that I'd like to have some time to do now and then, and I haven't had that much time to get in there, but yeah, love World of Warcraft. So $10 puck pads, wow. Well, I mean, if they work, the Clark pads are awesome, but man, they're pricey, man. They are expensive. So yeah, if you come up with a cheap solution that gets the job done, there's a lot of guys that don't really care that much about aesthetics. They just want something that works, and they don't really care if it looks great. So if your solution works, yeah, you might do okay with that. So Wolfenstein was your first game on the Apple II. My first, well, I shouldn't say that. I've had multiple computers. My first home computer, and this will date myself because most of you guys probably will have never even heard of this. My first computer was a TI 99-4A, Texas Instruments. That was my very first computer.
1983.
I don't know when it was. I don't remember. No, it was prior to that because I was.
The internet came out in 84.
I don't know. I was in 7th grade, 8th grade. I don't know. But yeah, that was my first computer. It actually stored stuff instead of having like a hard drive or floppy disks. You actually stored data and programs on cassette tapes that were connected to this computer. That was my first computer. And I believe the next computer I got was a Commodore Amiga. I had that for a long time. Had that right up until I entered the PC business. I started working in the PC business in 1992, and I had my Commodore Amiga up until that point. And from that point on, I switched to PCs because that's what I dealt with all the time, and I've been using PCs exclusively ever since. Can't tell you how many computers I've had. So Sterling says Chooch was talking about wanting hockey puck style toe pads the other day in his video. Really? Huh, interesting. Because I know he has some of the Clark pads, and I know he likes them. So yeah, maybe send him a set. You know, if he tries them and likes them, that would be good free advertising for you for sure. So you're going to attach a 3M tape and Velcro. It sounds like a winning combination. Cool. Yeah, that's cool, man. I hope it works out well for you. Mickey asked, do I think I'll put spike pedals on my Sherman? No. Just quick answer, no, I don't. I know that they have merit for a lot of people. I don't think that they would do me a whole lot of good. But they do look cool. You know, I like the honeycomb design and everything. It looks cool for sure. I think aesthetically it would look cooler. But I don't think that I will have any grip issues. Oh, okay, so you actually know what the TI 99-4A is? Cool. Yeah, I remember writing programs in basic programming. I've only done programming in basic and Visual Basic, and that was years ago. But yeah, it was a good machine. Oh, I also had again, dating myself. Do you remember the ColecoVision? ColecoVision. That was a very popular gaming console. They had a add-on for the ColecoVision called the Coleco Adam, ADAM, that turned the ColecoVision into a computer, and I had that as well. And I remember my mom really stretching herself financially to buy that for me, and which I probably didn't appreciate fully at the time. But yeah, I had a Coleco Adam as well. And I thought when I got that, I thought I was a shit, man. You know, it was so cool at the time, or so I thought. And the other big gaming console, like back then, everybody had an Atari 2600. I did not. I had an Intellivision, which actually had better quality graphics. And I thought a superior controller method, even though it was a little klutzy in retrospect. Like the Atari 2600 had the classic joystick, a big base with a big black stick on it. Not very precise. The Intellivision had these cool like pads with a disc on them, and then they had like a number pad underneath. And the different games that you would buy, and I know this has a lot to do with EUCs, guys. The different games would have these overlays that you would slide on the controller, and then the overlay would go over the number pad, and then it would translate to different functions in the game. And my brother and we played the shit out of that thing. We loved the sports games. I can't tell you how many games of Intellivision baseball and football we played, but it was countless. We just we loved it. We were very hardcore into the Intellivision, and I remember my dad being very much against it, thinking that it was a negative thing for my mental growth or something. I don't know. He was never a big proponent of video games. Turbonator, you just logged in. Have you spoken at all about the Monster Pro and when it will hit the tour trail? I'd love to see it in action before I place a pre-order. I have not heard anything about ETA for that hitting the tour trail. Mickey might know more about it. I do not. Typically, the NYC guys seem to have an inside track to most of that kind of stuff. So I've not heard. Someone did ask me if I had interest in a Monster Pro, if I plan to buy one, and the short answer was no. With the Sherman, I don't really know why I would need a Monster Pro, other than that the big diameter 24-inch tire would probably be easier to sit on. That would be really the only thing. The speed and range, I'm sure, will be fantastic. It's going to be a hollow motor, which I am officially skeptical about any hollow motor wheels until manufacturers decide that they're going to put really good quality bearings in there, which I don't think any of them have up until this point. And it's supposed to be prohibitively expensive. I heard $4,000. So yeah, no, that's not going to be a purchase I'm going to be making anytime soon. You love those K7 tapes. I don't know. I'm not sure what a K7 tape is. Maybe it's a Brazil thing. Mickey says, you skipped off the pedals in the rain on your Sherman. I live in Florida. Yes, I do. How did you know that? Look at the Merlin pedals. Well, the Merlin pedals is what Robert has on his Nikola, I believe. I think they're the Merlin pedals. And if you saw the video when they were down, he had some commentary that he wasn't thrilled with them, especially for, I think he said he paid $200 for his pedals, and he was not all that pleased, at least initially. So yeah, and but I'll consider it, but I really don't anticipate buying the pedals. I think that money would be better spent elsewhere for me. So you had Intellivision 2 and the Betamax, all the devices that didn't catch on. Betamax, the Betamax is in the competitor to the VCR. Yeah, Betamax definitely lost that war for sure. So EUC sir, my Merlin pedals for the MSP are in the mail. I hope I like them. I slip on off-road stuff. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that they're not good. I'm sure they are. I just don't know that I need them. Was the Activision like that? Intellivision? Was it like what? Oh, well, no, the Intellivision had hard cartridges. It wasn't tapes. It was little cartridges. And the Intellivision had another add-on feature called the IntelliVoice. And that was, at the time, that was groundbreaking. It was a module Intellivision really, I can't even describe what an Intellivision looks like. I can show you though, probably, because young people would probably laugh at what the state-of-the-art console looked like back then. So let's find an image of an Intellivision. There we go. All right, so let's share this window because I know this is going to be something everybody wants to know. Okay, right here is what the Intellivision looked like. There's the two controllers. They're hardwired. And it was very controversial not having a conventional joystick, but I can tell you for the control, I much preferred that setup for control. And it just had hard cartridges, and the IntelliVoice plugged over here on the side where the cartridge would normally go, and then you would plug the cartridge into the IntelliVoice. And then you had games that would actually talk to you in a very robotic 8-bit sounding way. But at the time, it was almost like VR today. It was like, oh my God, it's speaking. This is amazing. That's amazing. The difference, that perspective changes as time passes. Merlin pedals were $80 shipped. Okay. Well, then maybe Robert didn't have Merlin ones because the ones he had, he said, were $200. So I don't know. So are you talking about Merlin pedals for the Sherman or for another wheel? K7 is shorthand for cassette. I did not know that. I learned something new today. Thank you, Leo. Mickey has Merlin pedals. Works amazing. All right. Mickey, do you have pictures of the Merlin pedals on your Facebook or Instagram somewhere? I'll check them out. I'll take a look. We need to start building our own battery packs, making bigger or whatever UCR sells. Not typically something that I have interest in, but yeah, sure. I get a little nervous about lithium batteries and doing much with them that involves, I mean, like anything, making your own pack looks very scary from the outside. Maybe it isn't quite as scary from the inside, but I still don't really find that something that I'm interested in messing with. I have enough things to keep my attention. You had the Odyssey 2 game console. I do remember that console as well. Never played it. Yeah, Atari dominated back then. Atari was the shit. What hours? I'm not sure what that reference is about. You had an Atari as well. Wow. Must be a lot of old people on here like me. Slew Dog. V11 and S18. Seems to me that you prefer the S18 when it comes to suspension wheels, pedal height difference. No, actually. And I understand why you would say that, especially based on my last video. But if I could only have one suspension wheel, it would still be a V11. Overall, just it feels smoother. I do primarily road riding, and I just like the way it rides. The V11 has a significantly higher riding position. When you step on an S18, the pedal position is high, but you sink down substantially once you step on it. The V11, you don't sink down very much. You get on high and you stay high, but it doesn't bother me. Some people have complained about that. They don't like that high riding position. They feel a little wobbly. They feel like they're a little out of control, but that has not bothered me. I mentioned earlier in the stream the range I'm getting out of the battery pack in the V11 isn't great. Someone told me in response to my last video that Inmotion is redoing the way that it handles low battery condition, and supposedly it's going to act more like the KingSong does, because the V11, this happened to Marty with a pre-production unit, and it happened to me when I did the faster range test on the V11. The way it handled the battery getting lower was it was downright dangerous, in my opinion, where you're cruising low 20s, and very, very suddenly it says, please charge me, or low battery or whatever, and it threw me up at a steep angle, and I got off, thankfully. But it's once you hit that point, there was like no warning prior to that. And once you hit that point, I put it into go home mode. I was able to get the pedals to level out again. And then I went about a mile, and that was it. That was all I could get out of it. So not thrilled with the way that it handles battery management. Hopefully that will be better in the next firmware release, according to what I heard. Okay, so you have Merlin pedals for your MSP. Gotcha. Mickey sending me feedback on Messenger. Okay, I don't have Facebook open, but let me open it. I'll take a look. Mickey sent a photo. Okay, so okay. So these just screw on top. Do you even take the grip tape off? Yeah, okay, so yeah, what Robert had was complete pedal swap, with the honeycomb pattern and studs built into that honeycomb. So yeah, this is I totally got that confused. I can see why these do not cost $200, because it's just an overlay that you screw in the top. So Okay. And so it looks like you probably just heat up the grip tape, pull it off, and then you stick the Merlin pedals on there, huh? So yeah, maybe I consider that. I don't know. Maybe. Thanks for sending me that, Mickey. So for those of you that don't know what that looks like, I will just show you a picture of what the Merlin pedals look like, so we all see together. Same shape as the Sherman pedals. You just screw them on. So yeah, that would be an easy swap for sure. So I'll think about it. I first want to get my damn knobby tire on. So James says, even if you're not an aggressive rider, the studded foot plates give you much more control. Highly recommended. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I remember the original studded, a couple years ago, people started coming out with these studded pedals, and they were literally like spikes. And I always wondered like how much destruction they do to your shoes. These look a little bit more squared off, that they wouldn't dig in quite as bad. Talking about batteries, X the one in many 18650 when the event is not pretty. I had a vape mod meant the batteries, and it had a 4-foot flame. It was pretty scary. Yeah, I think we've all seen PEVs go up in flames, and yeah, it is scary, and it happens very quickly. They burn incredibly hot, and you can't put them out really until the energy is consumed. So, I mean, really all you can do is cover it, more or less, and make sure you're protecting your eyes, because they will literally pop like grenades and can go rocketing all over the place. There was a story a couple weeks ago where someone crashed a Tesla into an apartment building, and I heard that like people had the individual cells from the battery. I guess some of them blew off, and like they were shooting through the windows and stuff of the apartment building. Yeah, it's no joke. John had an Atari 5200. Yeah, I remember the 5200. That was a big flop. Atari was, hoping to build on the success of the 2600, and the 5200 did not do well. Did not do well at all. And that was pretty much the end of Atari, as far as I can recall. Pong. I think I might have had Pong too. I vaguely remember playing it. It's funny when I think back.
Pong.
Pong. Did you have Pong?
Yes.
Oh, you had Pong?
Yes.
Okay.
My mom was one of the first with computers. We had a Texas Instrument. Then we had the Apple II.
Oh, so you had the Texas Instrument too?
Yeah, and then we had the Apple II. That's why I was trying to remember what year it was. My mom was.
I never had the Apple. But when I think back, when I'm thinking back all the various video games, consoles, and computers that I had, my parents, or at least my mom, actually made some effort to encourage me in the hobby. Which, like I said, I probably didn't appreciate then, like I should have. Okay, you'd like to see what the Merlin pedals look like? Oh, I just showed you. Your wish is granted. I actually had a single 2-person console with one game, Tank Battle. I remember playing Tank Battle. You remember the vector graphic style tank game that was in arcades? Like, prior to me getting consoles, I had consoles at the same time, but I was huge into the arcades. I lived about 2 miles from a bowling alley that had a sizable arcade. I cannot tell you how many thousands of dollars I've spent there in my childhood in that arcade playing games. Loved it. The classic Asteroids, Pac-Man. And then when they came out with seated Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, that was like, oh wow, I can sit down and have a soda on the tabletop and do that. And I remember when they had, I don't know if you guys remember John Elway Football. It was a arcade game where the graphics, the players were literally X's and O's. Okay, they made no attempt to make them look like people at all. They were just X's and O's. But for some reason, I found the game amazing because your primary control was this big, oversized. Let me get rid of that. Big, oversized trackball, heavy, big, weight, very, very big, and you would just spin the shit out of this thing to run your guys, and to pass, and it was. I remember like being a sweaty mess playing this with friends of mine, John Elway football, and. Yeah, I spent so much time in arcades. I used to, I don't know if when they came out with Laserdisc games, the one that I played the most was called Space Ace. There's another one prior to that. What was it called? It was like a dungeon-based one. I can't remember. I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. But they're very similar where it was, and again, the graphics were like state-of-the-art because it was like cartoon graphics. But the way you controlled it was you just had to hit the controller in certain patterns or directions at the proper time to advance through the game. So, I mean, I spent a fortune just learning these steps, and I eventually could have consistently beat Space Ace. And when you did that, and like people that didn't know how to play the game, they were just like amazed, like, oh my God, look at this pinball wizard. He can just go through Space Ace no problem on a single quarter. But I mean, I could talk about old time gaming a lot. So, but unless you're old like me, and you even know, I don't know the kids today even know what an arcade is. They're just, I think they're kind of kaput for the most part. Okay, I'll get talking about the PNG for soccer, hockey, and so on. The ice snap player with a squared ball. Oh, the Mattel. Yeah, that was one of my original games as well. The Mattel football. That was all, and I have it. I still have mine.
You have one somewhere.
At work. I have two of them. I have the newer one that I allowed passing. I have the green one that allowed passing and the original white one. I don't think it was mine, but somehow I got it. I don't remember how I got it, but I got it. Yeah, they were just red. It was an LED screen with red blips. And the defense looked the same as the offense, and the defense just moved slow and in a pattern, and you had four buttons for the four directions, and you just had to quickly try to maneuver around these other blips. And I would play that until my thumb joints were inflamed. It was ridiculous. And I remember my mom buying that at Two Guys. Do you remember the department store Two Guys? Again, you have to be old. Two Guys, and I think it was like $25 back it was probably in the 70s, I guess. And that was a lot of money. And man, when I got that thing, it was, my brother and I used to fight all the time to see who would get to play it. Then with the newer version of the game, they introduced it passing, and I think they had a 2-player mode where like you would do your thing. And then once you either failed or you scored, you hand it to the other person, and then they would try to score. So yeah, that was a big advance back then too. Ran on a 9-volt battery, and yeah. Okay, let's see. Manpack posted a short video with a V11 seat pads and pedals from Inmotion. What was that? Just today? I'll check it out tomorrow if that's the case. Vicious grip tape. I have heard of Vicious grip tape. I do not have Vicious grip tape. I do have some extra grip tape that I actually, way back when on my Ninebot 1E Plus, I actually replaced the grip tape on that because of the aforementioned slipping problem in the rain I had on that. And I actually slid right off the pedals one time when I was riding in rain inadvertently, and it was on low battery, and it tipped me back, and I literally slid right off the back of the pedals, and I was pissed. Oh, so Bradley, you're from Philly? Are you an Eagles fan like me? If you are, you probably are not happy with the team, as I am not. You started with Nintendo. Yeah, I had an original Nintendo. I had a lot of consoles. I had the original PlayStation. I had a Sega Genesis. I had oh shit! What was the name of that console? Shit!
Well, there's
The one that literally that played like the Konami games.
Like the GameCube.
No. It literally played. It had like the engine of a regular arcade game. And oh shit, what was it called? It was very expensive. What was that called? It was a real high-end console for the time. You could play Street Fighter. All the games they looked exactly like the console. No, I can't believe I can't remember the name of that thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully someone here remembers it, because that's going to drive me crazy. Old high-level console. There it is. Neo Geo. You remember the Neo Geo?
My brain is frying.
Yeah, I had the Neo Geo, and I was late teens, early 20s, I think, maybe then. It was expensive, but it was literally like having an arcade in your living room. The games were that good. They were 100% translations from what you would see in the arcade. You got a Mac Plus. I never owned a Mac. Duff, did you manage to get a PS5? No, I mentioned earlier that the last console I had was an Xbox 360. I still have it, but it hasn't been turned on for several years, and I don't have any intentions on buying a new console because I wouldn't have the time to mess with it. I have my Quest 2 VR now, and that's all the gaming I can handle. So yeah, no, I'm good. There's a huge Apple retro community. Well, one of the things I was into years ago was they had an emulator for old games called MAME, and they still have it, I believe, where basically you run this shell, this emulator program, and then you can load in the ROMs of cartridges from various gaming systems, and you could actually like build an old style. It was a popular thing. People would like build an old style arcade cabinet, put the guts of an old computer in this MAME emulator, and then have like real joystick buttons and knobs and stuff. And then you could just like play hundreds of arcade games from this emulator. And like I said, I'm sure it's still a thing, but I don't have the time to mess with that kind of stuff. And I found with retro games, when you play them, you play them, and your first reaction is, "Oh man, I used to love this so much, and it's so cool." And then about 30 seconds later, you're like, "Okay, I'm done. Let's move to something else." At least that's the way I am. I think a lot of people are like that, though. Any ideas? Slew Dog says, any ideas or guesses on what Veteran's next wheel would be? Hoping to see a less expensive, smaller, less range type wheel with the same rugged design like Future Motion did with the Pint. I don't know. I think Gotway is out to sabotage Veteran in any way possible. I did hear a rumor about Veteran releasing a suspension wheel next year. I don't know how valid that is, but I did hear about that. But if they want to grow the business, they definitely would need to offer a more mid-range level machine. $2,800 is a very steep entry price for most people. So they're playing to a rather limited audience at this point. If they want to sell a lot more wheels, they need to offer something a little bit more reasonable price-wise. People are seriously going insane over this console, sold out everywhere. Well, isn't the new Xbox console sold out everywhere, or is the PS5 outselling it? I saw a couple of brief reviews on the two consoles. I think it's more from a hardware perspective. I haven't really cared enough to look deeply into it as far as if there's a clear leader as far as the tech or the library that's going to be offered. They both visually are kind of odd looking. PS5 especially so. I think the PS5 design is kind of weird looking. So yeah, I don't know much about it, unfortunately, guys, because it's just console gaming really is not my thing anymore. Used to be. I used to spend entire weekends almost exclusively like trying to get through games on my Nintendo. I very clearly remember doing that. And thinking there was nothing wrong with it. Dragon's Lair. Here, there you go, Slew Dog. Yeah, Dragon's Lair and Space Ace. Did I ever finish Dragon's Lair? I might have eventually. But Space Ace is the one that I really went hard at because that's what they had at the bowling alley. The other game that I have a lot of memories about is what's the Olympic game? What was it? Track and field. The way that the core function of track and field was you had two buttons. Big buttons that you would tap, alternating as quickly as possible. And the faster you tapped, the faster you ran, the more power you generated when you threw a javelin, the farther you could do a broad jump. And you have those two buttons, and then you would have an action button above it that, depending on the event you're doing, you had to be pretty coordinated because you had to be hitting these really fast and then hitting that button like to do a hurdle. You had to hit that button to jump a hurdle. If you're doing the javelin throw, you had to hold it for just the right amount of time to get the right angle, the optimal angle for the javelin throw, so it would go the furthest. Same thing with the long jump. Track and field was crazy. I remember there used to be people that cheated in track and field because they would bring a pencil with them and they would stick it between their finger and then they would just kind of just tap the one side, and that was a way to generate a lot of speed. So yeah, they were kind of cheaters, but whatever. I was old school. I never used the pencil. Slew Dog, do you ride your skateboards or did you sell them? I sold my Meepo kicktail a while ago, 6 months or more ago. We still have the Backfire Ranger X1. Cindy loves that thing, and I like it too.
I need to ride it again.
Yeah, you should. No, she loves it, and she's good at riding it. She's probably better at riding it than I am. And no, I like the X1. What I found with the Meepo, which is for bang for the buck, the Meepo is great. But I found for me riding like a skateboard with conventional wheels, it's just you're so limited, or at least I feel limited in where you can go. Like even just riding on sidewalk with deep grooves in between the plates in the sidewalk, it rattles your teeth. If you're on a rough road, it bounces the shit out of you. I didn't enjoy that so much. Now with the Ranger, it has the bigger rubber tires, so it actually is able to handle that stuff without much difficulty. And Cindy's ridden it in the grass, and it does surprisingly well. So no, yes, I did get rid of one skateboard. I still have the Ranger. Who was the first Eagles that you remember watching? Cunningham? No. Oh no, I go back to Ron Jaworski. I actually have a
signed T-shirt.
Yeah, well, I have a signed T-shirt, and I also have. I'm looking at him right now, actually, and you can too. Right there he is, Ron Jaworski, the Polish rifle. Sean, best of luck, Ron Jaworski. So yeah, when I started watching the Eagles, Ron Jaworski was the quarterback. Dick Vermeil, Dick Vermeil was the first coach that I remember that actually was in charge of an Eagles team that was good. Yeah, they went to the Super Bowl under Dick Vermeil. I think I did have X1 in many Dreamcast, Sega Genesis. I had a Sega Genesis. I don't think I had a Dreamcast. I owned a lot of consoles, guys. Mickey, let's play VR when the stream is done. Dude, I'd like to, but I am so freaking tired. I was up till midnight watching the Eagles last night. I'm freaking beat, man. And I know that, you don't need sleep, but I do need sleep occasionally. John mentions the 3DO. I do remember the 3DO. I did not own one. Was the 3DO was that the Vector style game? The Vector style console? I'm not sure. I do remember the 3DO though. Speaking of skateboards, has anyone ever considered making a concave EUC pedal? I know why you're saying that, because, like, for example, on the one wheel, that's a popular upgrade some people do. They replace the pad, the pedals, or not the pedals, but the pads with a concave pad, and that gives them more control of the board. In an EUC situation, with the way your feet are situated, I don't know that would do anything for you. And I know, at least for me, if the middle of my foot was not supported, that would probably just cause me more foot discomfort than I already have. So I've not ever heard of someone thinking about that for an EUC. SNK, yeah, lesser, yeah. SNK is Neo Geo, I believe. Yeah, Mickey, I don't know. Have you been VRing lately? I'm still messing. I don't know if you heard earlier, Mickey, but I'm still messing around with using the mixed reality. I want to try to get some video where I have Cindy in Beat Saber and having her superimposed in the game, and it looks it's supposed to look sort of seamless if I get it to work correctly. So I am going to be messing with that. I think it'll be kind of fun. My favorite multiplayer game in the Quest. I don't know that. I mean, multiplayer game wise, I've played ping pong. I played a little bit of Population 1, not enough to like or dislike it. I've played Beat Saber has a multiplayer mode. That's kind of fun. Trying to think what other multiplayer games I've played. I don't think I've played other I played the Star Wars games. I've done the multiplayer things like VR chat and big screen and stuff like that. So I've really only scratched the surface. I have limited time. I feel like I'm hard pressed to enjoy the recreational time that I would like to at times. Yes, Neo Geo was very expensive. It was a huge investment at the time. It was very expensive. I think it was maybe $600. It was a ton. And I don't remember if I bought it new or used. I don't remember all the details around it, but it was, when I got that, it was a big event in my life. My new console is a Switch. I do not have a Switch. Last Nintendo console I had was the whatchamacallit? Oh my God. I remember sometimes, guys. Let's look here. How could I forget that? The Nintendo Wii. That was my last Nintendo console. How could I forget that? Oh my God. All right. Poker Stars. Yeah, you mentioned Poker Stars to me, Mickey. I'm not real big into poker, so that's not a. I mean, I was more into it years ago, but not anymore. Didn't you say that you got the Walking Dead game, Mickey? Because that looked pretty engaging and scary and realistic. Okay, so yeah, Saints and Sinners. So you did get that. So how do you like that game? Like I said, I've seen a few people playing it on YouTube videos, and it looked pretty crazy. You grab the zombie's head with one hand and get your knife with the other hand. And I remember the one time the guy hit him with an axe, and it was like stuck in the guy's head, and you had to like pull the axe out, and it looks very funny when you see the real world perspective combined with what he's seeing in the game. Yes, I remember the Game Boy. I owned a Game Boy. I did own a Game Boy. At the time, again, thought it was extremely cool. Yep, track and field, the ultimate button masher game. I'm sure people that repair arcade machines kept a lot of spare buttons around for track and field machines because they had to go through them a lot. I talked about the pencil trick. No, I did not. That was cheating, but you know. Does anyone know what happened to Kuji Rolls? I haven't seen any EUC videos from him in a while. I asked Mickey about that a couple weeks ago, and basically the short story is he moved out of the city and he's living in the country now, and I guess he doesn't have the easy access to the EUC manufacturers as he once did, and I don't know if he's also burned out or I don't know, but the Cliff Notes version is he moved out of the city into a rural area. And I don't know if there's other circumstances that made him not do any videos lately, but that's what I heard. End stream now, then. Once the stream ends, I am going to have to just take the Sherman just down the street, because I need to do that. Mickey has more dope videos hitting the channel soon, I'm sure. Well, your channel's nothing but dope videos, right? EUC Stir is heading out. That's cool, man. I'm going to be heading out very soon as well. I just looked at the clock, and last time I looked at the clock, it was like 8:45, and now it's almost 9:45. Time flies when you're talking about old arcade games and computer games and console games, right? Concave is much more comfortable. Yeah, I know with skateboards too, because you mentioned skateboards. Yes, I do know that with skateboards, that is the general consensus. But I always thought that it was also more about control. You're able to control the angle better. You ordered Adidas boxing boots for the EUC. Yeah, that'd probably be good. I remember that's why I bought. Well, actually, Cindy, you bought me those Vans sneakers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Cindy bought me Vans like skateboard sneakers, skater shoes, and because of the flat, the flat sole on there, with the thought being that it would maybe be more comfortable for my feet. It didn't really help or hurt. It was my experience, but maybe the boxing boots will be good. I don't know.
I'm having a hard time.
With what? What are you doing?
I'm trying to change my playing Cindy Cassidy to Peace in a Pot on my YouTube so I could just, and I'm trying.
I thought you were Fit Farm Chick.
I have Fit Farm Chick and Cindy Cassidy. I have two. Remember, the Cindy Cassidy only has 3 videos. It's
I don't think you
cooking.
can change it.
Yeah, on here it says you can. And Katie just changed hers.
But she's already Peace in the Pot.
Right, but she switched it back to Katie so I could take the name Peace
Oh.
in the Pot.
Okay.
But I'm trying to do it. And I just can't.
Okay. Well, I'll look at it in a second. I'm almost done here. John says, "Thanks, Duff." Thanks, John. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody that's here. Actually, I haven't even been watching the count of who's here and who's not here. Leo's heading out. Okay. See you, bud. Thanks for stopping in. Saints and Sinners is good, but I got stuck on level 1 and stopped. Oh, okay. Mickey, did you, I don't know if you're big into Star Wars. I assume that you played, no, I think you did tell me that you did have the Vader Immortal games. Did you get the new one? The new Star Wars game that just came out? Galaxy's Edge? I find it, I'm not done with it. I'm probably only 20 minutes into it, but so far it's fun. I like it. You play Pop League? Yeah, I did see that about that you can play sitting down. I'm curious how that works, and I might actually prefer that as well because I have had a couple games trigger motion sickness in me, and at least when I was in Population 1 for a little bit, it did seem a little bit disorienting. It did seem like it could cause that kind of reaction. So maybe I need to consider trying to sit down and play that. But I can't play Pistol Whip because of it. Oh, that's another game? I haven't heard of that one. Okay, you love Vader Immortal. Yeah, I'm curious what you think of the Galaxy's Edge game. It's definitely different than Vader Immortal. Definitely different. Lesfer's looking forward to my tire change video. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I can't wait. Who knows how long it's going to take to get it. I don't know how quickly they're going to be able to send those tires out. John says, when will EEC manufacturers make it easier to remove a wheel for tire changing? Maybe just a slide out axle. I don't know. Well, I mean, with the KingSong S18 and the V11, it's definitely a more complex procedure than it is with certain wheels. I can tell you out of the various wheels that I've done, the KingSong 18XL and the 16X are the easiest to get the motor out and get access to the tire and tube. They are definitely the easiest. So we'll see how the Sherman compares. It's half-assed. Are you talking about Galaxy's Edge? Some of the reviewers have said that, but it's weird. It was kind of conflicting. I watched this one guy, and he's playing it, and he seems like he's having a great time. And then all of a sudden, he leaves the gameplay, and then he does his wrap up, and then in the wrap up, he says, "Oh well, yeah, it's not so great, and it's kind of short." So I don't know. All I know is what I've played so far, I've enjoyed. So that's all I can say about it right now. You swapped your own board, your own board to concave. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that repeatedly. That concave deck is more comfortable. Top tip: if you get nauseous from VR, don't power through. Just put it down and come back later. Yeah, the one time that it hit me bad, I did stop, but I was nauseous enough that I felt off the rest of the night. I didn't play anymore, and I just felt queasy. It was weird that it hung with me. So if I feel it coming on, I do try to back off because it's not a great sensation. The older I get, the less tolerant I am of that kind of stuff, it seems. Yeah, Vader Immortal is very short. It's three different games. I guess they try to, since each chapter is only $9.99, they make it seem like it's really cheap, but it's actually each chapter is $9.99. I've played through 1 and 2. I have 3. Chapter 3, I have not played it yet, so I need to do that. Wheel serviceability would be a great selling point, says John. Yes, I agree. It's something that hasn't been a huge focus, though, I don't think, for a lot of EUC manufacturers. Mickey says it's hilarious to me when people are mad at how short games are in VR. It's insanely complex to design and takes just as much money as a PS5 game. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. And I mean, at least for me, I mean, playing a game in VR, I wouldn't have the staying power. I wouldn't want to be sitting, or I wouldn't want to be playing a game in VR for hours on end. I couldn't do it. I would not be comfortable doing that. So yeah, maybe certain people feel that way, but I do not. I do not want ultra long games in VR. I don't need that. Cindy actually went through chapter 1 of Vader Immortal last week. She actually went all the way through it too. Yeah, it doesn't take that long. Less than an hour, I would say, for each chapter.
I think it was 45 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, like 45 minutes, you said. I'll tell you that the game that made me the sickest, the quickest, with the Quest 2, Mickey, was it was some space station, like the ISS simulator, basically. where you literally felt like you were on the space station in zero gravity. Oh my God, it was awful. I felt so queasy so quickly. That one got uninstalled very, very quickly. I could not hack that at all. Yeah, I don't need a 27-hour long game, but yeah, some people do. My Y key gets stuck, by the way. Yeah, does it? What have you been doing? What'd you do? Spill some coffee on your keyboard? Echo VR really makes me queasy. What is that? VR. Echo VR. I remember seeing it. I don't remember what that game actually is about. What, another shooter? Oh, it's like it's another 0G. Yes, yeah, I would get sick on that as well. Anything that simulates zero gravity, for some reason, that instantly triggers it for me. That would not be good. I don't think I've bought. Mickey says stay away from cheap games. One thing I haven't dug into that much is all of the games that are on SideQuest. The only thing I've installed from SideQuest is the VR desktop. I do want to dig around in there some more. Again, it's a time factor thing, but I'm really blown away by just how much is out there. I had no idea that there was this much out there. It's far more than I can even scratch the surface of, really. The roller coaster game. I saw the roller coaster game. No, don't need to do that. That's another thing that I have very poor tolerance for anymore. Like in amusement parks, rides that spin, to certain stuff. Just I can't handle it. I don't know what changes in the physics of your brain or your inner ear as you get older, but it definitely makes it difficult to tolerate those things. Mickey says, "Look up Sorrento." Of course, I do not remember hearing about that one. Sorrento.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna need help.
Okay. Okay, it didn't come up in my search, but I will play Super Hot VR and Star Wars Spaceflight Combat game by hooking Quest to my PC. What? A 6,000 watt DIY skateboard? Oh wow! Good luck with that. Oh my goodness. Cindy's daughter loves Super Hot. Me, not so much. She loves it. I mean, I have to get some video of her playing it. That's another game that you can overlay the real person into the game. And I'd love to be able to do that with Katie in there because she is so funny when she plays that game. She crawls down on the floor and she gets so immersed in it. It's hilarious to watch.
Laying sideways,
she's like laying on the floor to avoid bullets, and it's very, very funny. Sariento. Okay, Sariento. Quick Mickey, and then I'm gonna be Sarento. Oops, I misspelled it. Sarento Untethered. Untethered makes me nervous already seeing that description. A cyber ninja. Oh my god. Yeah. Power slides, backflips. Yeah, I would probably get sick in that as well. With Super Hot, Mickey said that Super Hot is fantastic. It is cool. I get confused sometimes on what you're supposed to be doing at certain points. Like Katie's farther in the game than I am, and she gets to that point where you're like in a room surrounded by computers, and there's like all these Post-it notes all over the place. And like there's a VR headset above you that you can pull on your head, and like certain spots you're supposed to put a disc in. I don't really know what's going on. To be quite honest with you, Katie's been stumbling through it and pushing through and not really knowing, if she's doing it right, wrong. But yeah, that part of it kind of confuses me. But it is entertaining and it is fun to watch for sure. Super Hot is even good without VR. Oh, they have it without VR. I didn't know that. Lester, going to bed. Good, man. I'm gonna probably take my Sherman out for 5 minutes, and I will be going to bed as well. So, okay, guys, this actually went a lot longer than I. No planned updates. Okay, wait. Okay, Mickey's giving me some super hot tips. In that room, you just always have to find the floppy disk, insert it, and then put the headset on. Oh, that's it? It's that simple? Okay. So, like, are all the Post-it notes just like achievements in the game, I guess? Interesting. Okay. I'll let Katie know that. John, yes, are there any updates for the Sherman in the next batch? I don't know. I have not heard. Mickey says no planned updates. Okay, good. I'll take your word for it. So anyways, okay, guys, this has gone longer than I expected, but I appreciate everybody stopping by. I will keep you informed on how my knobby tire situation works out. And I do look forward to shooting some content on the Sherman this weekend for sure. That's all I have for you for now. Cindy, do you say goodnight?
Good night.
Cindy says goodnight. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate it very much. Until next time, Duffman out.